I opened my can up, and this at the bottom of it.
China sent out a PSA to their citizens saying do not respond to aliens if you are contacted.
They don't want you to know this, but reptilians created mosquitoes to extract and monitor human DNA.
And welcome back to the Codex Files, fool. Thanks for tapping in. Today we're going deep, so do me the biggest favor and hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button and join the family if you like videos like this.
When you go on the Pacific Northwest website and you look at the beautiful pictures and the sceneries, you're gonna run across this right here. Now look at this. Now it's hard to believe that they actually caught this on camera. If you zoom in, you can clearly see a face, two huge hands around these trees. Now this creature right here is definitely enormous. Like, look at this. And this is right on their website where they advertise how beautiful the Pacific Northwest is. Now, I'm not gonna tell you which website. I'll let you find that out for yourself. But if you find the right one, you're gonna see this image. And it's really gonna blow your mind. Like, look at this. This goes to let you know something strange going on out here.
This is going to be a problem. Apple have just leaked that cameras will be added to your AirPods, and it could come as soon as next month. You see, this week Mac Rumors stumbled upon a new video from Apple themselves, in which Siri can be heard saying with visual intelligence, your world
becomes savable.
all as a guy holds up a book to be captured only wearing AirPods.
See something you like? Just ask me to save it for later.
Now, before we get into the major red flags, the reason Apple is doing this makes a lot of sense. You see, having AI visually help you hands-free is every tech company's wet dream right now, because having to pull out your phone every time is a clunky process. And while yes, Zuck's product does solve that, wearing bulky glasses is certainly not for everyone. But Apple knows that not only are AirPods one of the most popular products in history, but people almost never need to take them out. In fact, it's because it would be so seamless that it becomes a problem. Having increasingly discrete cameras in public is becoming a major concern. Multiple venues in the UK have already banned Meta's smart glasses, including restaurants, pubs, theaters, and courts. Other European countries like Germany already have pre-existing laws prohibiting recording devices hidden in everyday objects, so they could just quickly include the likes of earbuds and glasses. Apple's arch nemesis, the EU, are already drafting a report as we speak. And that's not to mention the shocking report that came out earlier this year detailing how Meta's subcontractors watched videos from these glasses of people, quote, using the toilet or having sex. One worker said, "We see everything from living rooms to naked bodies." And if you were to wear your AirPods into a locker room after a workout, almost no one is gonna notice. So when Siri tells you your world can become savable, I think we have to question, is that what we want? Either way, we are rapidly walking into the era of tiny cameras and advanced AI everywhere.
The sixth sun will be fully here November 24th of 2026. So according to my teacher and the other Toltecs and the ancient shamans and all the people that like keepers of the calendar, the shift of the sixth sun out of the fifth sun began precisely sometime in 1991. Didn't save the dates on that one, but sometime in 1991 in the eclipse. The halfway mark was in 2011, 2012. The time where it was finished fully downloading, right now we're like in the, you know, like when you download a program and then it like has to initialize or something? Who the fuck knows what that means, but we're experiencing that on a cosmic level right now. We're experiencing the initialization of the sixth sun. Maybe it's the 26th. Is that pretty close for like the end of a 6,500-year-old cycle, right? Now you guys know why I'm here doing this. Like why is this like, fuck it, full send. It's like literally, I mean, has anybody heard anything remotely similar to this before in their whole life?
Did you know in 1991, a millionaire occultist and co-founder of the Hard Rock Cafe, Isaac Tigrid, placed a supposed ancient Atlantean crystal skull at the apex of the Memphis Pyramid. The Hard Rock founders secretly had the quartz crystal skull sealed inside a box, lifted hundreds of feet in the air, and welded into the steel structure at the very top of the pyramid. According to the Washington Post, the skull was reportedly positioned according to mystical instructions, even facing towards the Great Pyramid of Giza. This was supposedly to channel beneficial cosmic forces into the building. The strangest part about all of this is that no one was ever supposed to know about the crystal skull. The skull was only found when city workers noticed a mysterious box welded into the capstone at the top of the pyramid. They carried the box downstairs and opened it. Inside, they discovered an alien-looking skull carved out of quartz crystal.
So look, I got suspended in 16 for steroids. Look at me, King. It look like I took steroids.
Ain't no way.
Okay.
Right, I'm about to say, ain't 165.
Ain't no way. He said 165. Let me tell y'all, I ain't gonna say no name or nothing, but let me just put it like this. 2015, they told my little black ass, don't win that batting championship. And I said, y'all got me fucked up.
Damn, so you went out there and said, fuck it, I'm gonna go get this little championship, this trophy.
And they said, don't do it.
Was it like a money thing for them?
Nah, it was a guy played on that team. I ain't gonna say his name. He would have won Triple Crown if I let him win the batting title. The last day of the season, I beat him for the batting title. I went 3 for 4 with a home run. I ain't saying nothing. He was on that team though. He won MVP that year.
They didn't like that.
They called me a week before. He said, hey. And I was like, man, I'm from Avon Park, bro.
You hear me? He said, I'm from Avon Park.
And you think that some ancient civilizations may have figured this out?
Yes. You know, you probably ever heard of the Joe Rogan Lost episode?
With Malcolm?
Yeah. Malcolm. I think he's a fine fellow. Eccentric? Yes. Genius? Yes. Does his invention work? Yes.
Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it. Beckett's seen it, too. Yeah. Me and Beckett were both present at a demonstration of it a few years ago.
And it works?
Yeah, it worked.
That would be world-changing.
Yes, potentially so, yes. And we had Los Alamos scientists there brought their own mass spectrometers because they didn't think it was real. And they wanted to test it using their own equipment, so there was no possibility of fakery. So we were able to see the results right there on the screen as we're testing. And I was talking about sacred geometry and the frequencies of these different forms, and he said, well, that was the key he was looking for. And so he began to apply that to this technology, and it all came together. So he called me to let me know.
Hey, do anybody know what the fuck this is? Nigga, I opened my fucking can up, and this at the bottom of it. Anybody know what the fuck this is, or what the fuck it's for?
Nitrogen or flock camera?
Our Department of Justice, which I thought we owned, is now working on behalf of private companies, which we do not own, in order to force communities to subsidize those private companies?
Yes. The Department of Justice has built like an AI litigation team to go out to different states. So if there's a state or a community that says, we don't want data centers in our backyard, or we're putting onerous rules in place and regulations in our backyard because we don't want these things here, well, here comes Trump's Department of Justice and the AI litigation team to town. They're not staying at a Best Western when they arrive, and they're going to start to look at your community and sue you for onerous regulations against data centers. This was part of that executive orders and executive actions at the very beginning of Trump's presidency. So glad we have an AI litigation team.
Y'all, please be careful when y'all walking these trails in Fayetteville. Me and my daughters was there and we saw this man staring at us.
Okay, this is like the 5th or 6th video I have seen with a figure described and looking like that. They look like zombies to me. WTF GOFR.
I didn't really... Everyone said I should eat pizza. I was like, well, no, I don't want to. And then, because I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to.
But I need to take a step back because you just said something crazy. What do you mean, why would you want to eat pizza? I don't know, why get up in the morning?
Because
why look at the sun? Why enjoy a rainbow? President Trump, we need someone deported immediately. Yes, he's calling pizza an open sandwich. Yeah. Okay, Guillermo, unlock the door, all right? All right, we'll see you soon. Well, that is a shocking and controversial statement that could potentially affect your visa.
Should it? Yeah, should, isn't it? No, it's not like, I just wouldn't.
There's no getting out of this now.
There's not, is
Yeah,
it?
no.
Y'all are not taking this shit as serious as y'all supposed to be. China sent out a PSA to their citizens saying do not respond to aliens if you are contacted. You heard what I just said? And I know y'all don't understand this, so I did the honors. Look at this shit right here. Do not do it without permission. Basically, it's saying that if they are contacted by aliens, notify the United Nations immediately. If you go to Google, you will see China's state-backed regional media circulated a public announcement advising citizens not to independently reply to potential extraterrestrial signals. Mind you, scientists actually updated international protocols this year for what we're supposed to do if intelligent extraterrestrial life contact Earth. And one of the biggest rules, do not answer them on your own. And that warning, or rule if you want to call it, came from the International Academy of Astronautics. So they're basically saying that they want any responses discussed internationally before humanity sends anything back. That's enough proof right there. For our whole lives, they've been telling us aliens are on some conspiracy crazy shit. Now we actually have scientists developing rules about who gets to talk to them. Mind you, let's go back to the UPA files. Basically telling us that everything that we thought wasn't real was real. And now this is where things get much scarier. Why are they suddenly becoming more comfortable discussing it? Why are UFO files being released? Why are scientists updating alien contact protocol? And why is there now a warning circulating? And then after you tell me that, tell me why we wasn't informed. Why didn't we get a warning? Like I always tell you, it's nothing new under the sun. And when they tell you to look left, you gotta look right. I told y'all in the beginning we was gonna see some shit in 2026. I'm out.
I just showed you that image. So one of the first images was the Terminator movie. Check this video out.
China unveiled its latest full-size humanoid robot, the T-800. Yes, indeed, that is the same model number of the Terminator.
Do you know that China's actual network is actually called Skynet? Did you know that?
What?
Yep. Look at that, bro. China named their overarching program Skynet.
Here's the AI summary. We'll use the demons to ask about it. In China, Skynet primarily refers to the world's largest AI-powered mass surveillance network. State media claims network can scan the entire Chinese population in under a second with high accuracy, though it has drawn widespread international concern regarding privacy and civil liberties.
Try to get
What
you
the
to...
heck, bro? So they've got Skynet and they're building T-800s. So if you guys have watched the Terminator series, so in the original Terminator movie, Arnold is the T-800.
I'll be back.
Why of all names would you name it the T-800?
Bro, maybe China's not watching the Terminator, or maybe, and it's prophetic. That's my guess. Maybe the people watching the movies were like,
I'm pretty sure they're
visions.
aware of the Terminator movies.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Why
I
would
don't
they do that?
understand how more people don't make the link between Skynet and Starlink. Like
Skynet, Starlink.
Net
Oh, yeah.
link. Like Starlink. Like to me, Starlink
right.
is literally Skynet
Yeah, you're
under
right.
a different name.
You're right. It's close. But China has one that's actually called Skynet, and they have a T-800 now.
Yeah, that's not diabolical at all.
So that's worse in my mind. Where are they building the Matrix? Is the Matrix being built in Geneva, Switzerland at CERN?
Why can't they make the hallway straight?
Soon, man. Yeah. They put me out of business. I was making 25 grand a night. We were advertising on Facebook and Instagram. The guys called me in London. They said, hey, we have a serious problem. I said, what kind of problem? They said, we've had 55,000 clicks on the buy tickets button. We've sold 7 tickets. When you click on the button, it just goes to a blank white screen. They said, do you think it's the agency? And I said, no. The agency doesn't give a shit about me anymore. All my detractors are either dead or long retired. Nobody cares. And I said, then it has to be Meta, right? He said, you know what? My ex-wife is the assistant general counsel. I'm gonna call her. He calls her. And he's like, did you guys do this? And she said, yeah, we did it. We don't like him. And he said, you can't just take $100,000 in advertising and then just say, fuck you. And she said, so sue us. So I fucking sued him.
So I got another video. Look at these things. I slowed these ones down too, and I wonder if these are the creatures that are under that red hood. Except these ones don't have beady eyes, but they're long, like slender-looking creatures, and the way they walk is almost primal, and I can't figure out what they are. Have you ever seen anything like this or any kind of creature that looks like this?
Did you know Colonel Sanders from KFC isn't actually white?
Wait, hold on.
Colonel Sanders is a Japanese man.
Wait, what? Wait, how?
What are you saying? No, right? No?
I gotta say
Colonel Sanders?
Look.
Wait. He was Japanese the entire time?
Look, it's not confirmed, but it's a crazy theory. In Japan, during Christmas, what do they buy? KFC.
Yeah, KFC for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yo, you're right.
And remember the theory you had? The Colonel Sanders curse?
Oh, the Japan? It was about Japan.
It was in Japan. Why? Where did the KFC recipe come from?
Japan.
You know why it comes from there? Just think about it. Who's using 28 herbs and spices? Asians. Man. Who taught the fried chicken, though, was when the black soldiers in World War II came over.
Yeah.
They taught the Japanese. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hold on.
What's interesting about these data centers that Amazon is building for the CIA is you've got like 8 layers of security in these facilities. Even if President Trump wanted to go through them, he has to go through like 8 layers of like bioscanning. It's like the movies where you walk through a corridor and one door opens and scans your eyeballs. Amazon builds this for the CIA and others, and as they get to a certain level of the build out, they basically hand the keys over to the guys on the inside and they say, we'll take it from here. The CIA then runs these facilities. By the way, some of these facilities are being built kind of in plain sight, but inside of other facilities like Veterans Affairs buildings. A lot of these government buildings you think on the outside are one thing, but on the inside is a hidden data center for monitoring its citizens.
The reason I was able to put 2 and 2 together with Mermaids was 2 key factors.
What?
They spoke about these large black eyes that they have.
Right.
Both times, these people told me about a merman, though.
Ooh.
They didn't say no woman.
A merman.
He said, no, this was a man. He had greenish, grayish skin. He had these large black eyes, and he was just in the water looking at me. And then my homies that was in the Navy,
right?
They said one of them was in a net. They got like these, they have certain nets that they use to recover torpedoes, aquatic mines, stuff like that. So this mesh that it was trapped in was hard for him. He couldn't get out.
Right.
They said they looked over the starboard, which is the right side of the ship. They call it starboard side. They looked over the starboard side,
right,
and they seen 4 sets of these black eyes looking up at they homie that's in the net. They didn't say mermaid. They said, hey, you see these motherfucking guys down here? That's what they said. He said, you see these fucking guys down here?
It was me.
And they kind of got the picture, like, hold on. We need to get food right here, out this net, and back into the water.
Right.
And they did.
Right.
And they left.
So your thesis is transnational capital, the way they've designed our world is that money is our god, and that the only way to beat that system isn't to take all their money, it's replace money with AI.
That's right. Because you have to replace God with another God. You can't just not have God. There's a civil war going on. Most people, they struggle between the left and the right. But if you go deeper, it becomes one of globalists versus nationalists. And then if you go deeper, it's also conflict between finance versus the tech sector, Silicon Valley. Because finance wants to maintain money as a god, and the tech sector wants to promote AI as the god. The tech sector is trying to replace finance, but finance is like, screw you. I've been in power for like hundreds of years. I'm not gonna go away peacefully. So what's gonna happen is something called a rupture, where nation states divide, okay? Because this conflict is gonna happen within nation states, not across nation states. 2030, we will see nations at civil war. America is gonna be at civil war, Europe as well. So the grand irony of all this is that Putin and Trump are aligned. So it's not a war between America and Russia. It's a war between the globalists in America, Europe, China, versus the nationalists in these countries.
I took a shit inside Target and now they're closed and I can't get out. And what the fuck? This is crazy. It's like completely fucking closed. liquor store opens. I'm actually stuck.
How long were you in the toilet, brother?
This man has spent the last 16 days trying to kill a tick he found on his body. But despite drowning it, suffocating it, and even leaving it in the freezer for 24 hours, the tick refuses to die.
Good Lord. It lives. I fear that I have created an even stronger monster.
YouTuber Rusty Cage has so far submerged the tick in water for an entire week, hoping it would drown and die. And when it didn't, he decided, all right, let's try and suffocate it. So he placed it in a petri dish with oxygen-depleted water for 2 days. And right when you start to think, yeah, it's finally cooked, he began breathing on it. And as soon as that tick detected some carbon dioxide from a potential host, it came right back to life. But then, on day 15 of his survival experiments, he took it to the expected final stage, 24 hours in the freezer. Now this seemed to actually do the trick because the tick appeared to be unresponsive and dead. But then he tried to revive it using heat radiation from lasers. And to his horror, yet again, bro was just in a cold coma and it woke back up. But here's the scariest part. The reason this tick in particular is so unbelievably resilient is because of what species it is. The Lone Star is not only one of the toughest, but it's also one of the most aggressive ticks out there and is native to Canada, Mexico, and the USA. Oh, and if that wasn't bad enough, this is also the same species of tick which can sometimes make humans allergic to red meat if bitten. And today, they continue spreading across North America at an unprecedented rate.
North Carolina is full of portals. My contractor just said, what do you want me to do with these rocks? We have many rocks the size of Mini Coopers on this property. We need to do something with them, so let's do something. Because he still had the backhoe on the property. So I said, all right, you want to have some fun? Let's do a stone circle. And we built a stone circle. The 4 big ones are about 8 feet long. So we put them 30% in the ground. So they come up to, about here. I'm 5'11", and then what I then did was those were put north, south, east, west, and I just put them where I thought they belonged. And the backhoe operator and I really, really got along. So I then did an inner stone circle, and I did the golden ratio, and those stones were put on the intermediary cardinal directions. And so you kind of have a circle within a circle. And then the fascinating thing is there's a group of trees around the stone circle. So when you lay in the stone circle, you're in 3 circles at the same time. A lot of serendipity.
I asked Charlie Kirk investigator Baron Coleman flat out, when did the official story about Charlie Kirk's assassination stop making sense to you?
It wasn't initially a question of mine until YouTubers who are the sniper experts and the Green Berets are getting out there and they're like, well, let's recreate the shot. And they keep taking this shot over and over and over. And I watched hundreds or thousands of rounds go through this, and nobody can replicate the shot. Nobody can get it to stop at all inside of anything. As I'm watching it, I'm thinking, man, maybe he wasn't shot with a 30-06. Maybe it was another gun from another location. Maybe it was a lower caliber round from a different angle. As if you look at where it entered the neck, it was kind of the left side of the neck, well left of the Adam's apple. And Martinson did a good job. He put up a slice of a neck and he showed an arrow going right through it. And it's nowhere near the vertebra. You just put it all together and you start looking at it and you say, if it was rare, if 1 out of 1,000 shots that these guys were trying to replicate could have stopped inside of something, or some number greater than 0, you start to look at it and say, hey, maybe this was just a really rare occurrence. And at the time, we didn't know what kind of round it was. We know all that now. And I think it's even less likely. Science is replication. If you can't replicate something, it's not science, it's a guess. The science is being able to say, here, let's reproduce it. It's irreproducible.
What is that? Dude. That's crazy. What just happened?
What the fuck?
Oh my god. Is it a storm? Did somebody wreck? Did something blow up? What the fuck?
The word Rothschild, you weren't even allowed to say it. No one was allowed to ever say it, period, which was kind of interesting. And then out of nowhere, not only are like people allowed to say it all over the internet now, not only are their files being leaked out with their names not redacted in some cases, kind of interesting that of all the redactions they did, they didn't redact them. But they also have it to where all these powerful people going into depositions are voluntarily bringing it up. Les Wexner voluntarily brought it up.
Multiple times.
I don't believe it was brought up in the context of someone asking, do you know the Rothschilds? He brought it up himself multiple times. Bill Clinton brought it up himself.
I remember when Dershowitz first on an interview, because he said it twice now on an interview, yeah, I was introduced to him by the lady Rothschild. It's like, did you mean to say that?
Yeah.
And then doubles down again on another one and says her by name, Lynn Forrester. It is also interesting to me that Ellie de Rothschild and Lynn Forrester, aren't blood Rothschilds. They're married in. So it is interesting to me that the two people that we're hearing the most about name-wise are expendable to the family.
Front companies.
Yeah, expendable to the family.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah. Female.
Ooh, that's a
married
bingo.
in. Yeah.
I think you're onto something there.
Oh, poor legs. That's why you don't go on rides that come out of suitcases.
The Illuminati that we know started in 1776. In fact, you can pin it down to a day, the 1st of May, May Day, 1776, in Ingolstadt, Germany, founded by a Professor Adam Weishaupt. It wasn't initially called the Illuminati, because that's not really the name of the organization. It was called the Order Perfectibilists. Apparently that changed. Weishaupt would say things like, never let our organization be known under its real name anywhere, which leaves wondering what's its real name. So Illuminati is simply the plural of illuminatus, which means one who is illuminated, one who has seen the light. So in Roman times, Christian converts were Illuminati because they had seen the light. Anyone who thinks, and there have been organizations called Illuminati, that the term is not trademarked, not copyrighted. Anybody who thinks they've seen the light about anything is an Illuminati. So it defines nothing. The symbol of the order was an owl, which interestingly enough is almost identical to the owl which is the emblem of the Bohemian Club.
Oh boy.
Make of that what you will.
The whole block is just dark. This one has like 230 units that are vacant, and you can immediately see it with your eyes. It's like something everybody talks about and suspects, but nobody's really proven it. The fact that maybe some of these luxury high-rises are empty and there's nobody living in it. Like, there's so many things going on downtown, you know, like a new skyscraper or a high-rise, but like it doesn't seem like people actually live in them, and nobody's actually tested it before. So I went and got the ownership records for every condo unit on this block, the Metropolis development, which is one of the biggest in LA. And I confirmed that the rumors are true, because almost a third of the condos here are vacant, empty. And not only vacant, but owned by the same owner, the original developer, Greenland from China. Like, the company's name is Greenland USA, like not the country of Greenland. I'll get to how I figured that out in a minute, but I figured it's a good time to count the vacancy rate of these luxury condos, because, you know, LA is in one of the worst housing crises in history. People don't have a place to live, or they can't afford it, and yet we have so many buildings. We see buildings going up left and right. It's like there's a new luxury building going up every other day, but there's still people without housing. So with so much construction, why is there not enough housing? Like, something doesn't make sense.
Metropolis has 4 buildings, 1 hotel, 2 condo towers, and a 4th tower of rental apartments. Finished between 2016 and 2019.
I don't want you to know this, but reptilians created mosquitoes to extract and monitor human DNA without their consent. So the next time you ask yourself why mosquitoes were created, thank a reptilian.
Oh boy. Oh boy. He just said that, right? He actually said that. First of all, you weren't supposed to say that. They were never to know. And yet here you are, dropping all the secrets. Okay, jokes aside, let's get into it. If there is a God, right, an intelligent being, why were mosquitoes created? We're not even going to address the fact that he said reptilian factor, that he put that in there. We're not going to address that. That's okay. Mosquitoes didn't evolve specifically to collect human blood. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is a true thing. Blood feeding evolved after a reproductive strategy in certain mosquito species. And here's the important part. Did you know that only female mosquitoes take blood meals? Yes. Male mosquitoes don't drink blood at all. They primarily feed on nectar and plant sugars. It's the female mosquitoes that take a blood meal because they need the nutrients, especially proteins, to develop her eggs. She's the evil So the female mosquitoes are the pesky bitches, you know? So biologically, the blood meal has a very clear reproductive function. She feeds, digests the blood, uses the nutrients to produce eggs, and then reproduces, basically. There's also an ironic problem with the blood sample theory. Okay, so if the mosquito was supposedly created by reptilian beings to secretly collect our blood samples, what exactly happens to that sample? What are they looking for? What are they going to do? Because the mosquito doesn't preserve it and deliver it to some outside intelligence and like, here's your blood. The female mosquito digests it. The proteins and nutrients are broken down and used by her body to develop her eggs. Okay? Okay. No conspiracy here. I'm glad we could clear this up. All right then. Carry on, everybody. Carry on.
It's cool, but it looks like a robot with a disability.
Wait till you see what I found. I don't even want to make this video. This is not Western North Carolina. Surprised? It happened again and almost exactly, if not exactly, the way it did in WNC. Why are the main news stations not talking about how Indiana's been out of power for 7 days? That and everything is completely flooded. So we'll come right back to destruction because I've been scrubbing radar data for hours and hours and hours. Okay, pay close attention to above my head. You'll see all these beams popping up. Then out of nowhere, this massive storm comes right where the beams were, completely unrelated, by the way, to the storm. And then as the storm came in, the videos are showing that it was absolutely green, almost like everything is frequency. And then look at all this. Up here, right, but all this stuff exactly where it was pointing, all this stuff comes out of nowhere. Unrelated. By the way, check out this straight line or beam that's going directly into the storm. Real quick before we continue, Conspiracy Mail is going out this week. If you want to join the club, say Mail Club in the comments, and I'll reply with the link. Details for that and the raffle and giveaway you can enter for free is going to be in that link. Also the pinned comment or link on my page. And this was the wave, this is like the third, fourth, or fifth wave after. We're about to look at the first one, which is really crazy. So this was before the beams right here. Exactly like with Western North Carolina, we had all this crazy storm come out the same exact location, not move at all, and be there for absolutely freaking hours. If you know, you know. What a crazy storm this state that is very rich in lithium is going through. And completely unrelated, it just came out that all the residents of Indiana stopped the centers. For real, that they stopped them for a whole year, then a couple days later, not related whatsoever, obviously.
Where are the people who own these vehicles?
Now let's take a trip back to WNC. Why are all these vehicles all over the freaking road and no one's coming back to get them? Remember how hard it was for them to get help in Western North Carolina? Wasn't that a little bit odd? Now these vehicles are being left behind? Almost like the help wasn't really helping at all and just there for, you know, video appearances. And now the same exact thing is happening in Indiana. It looks terrible. 7 days, no power. Make sure you're praying. You know the GOV is really not too much help. They might just be the opposite of help. If you get what I'm saying.
that's a wrap for today, food. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.